Happy birthday 220. Wow, 25 years down the road, amazing, isn't it? I remember the first ever issue because I was out of the country. I was in Malta. I'd sort of made a big decision to come out of teaching, and it was my third, I think, warm weather training camp, and somebody turned up a week after we'd started for the second week saying, look, we've got a magazine. Yeah, and we know that. But no, this is a British magazine. And I think before then, everything had been, waiting for 6 weeks or 2 months to get Triathlon Magazine from the States and reading about all these gods. And all of a sudden we were, if not on equal terms with them, we were starting to do things and really coming through. And, when you think those 25 years, it's just amazing where we were then to what we're doing now. And I guess the real big thing is Olympic status. Once you get accepted into the Olympics, you get that regard from the other sports. You become real, and the fights before going into it, and you have to say Les McDonald did an amazing job to get us into those Sydney Games, and certainly one of my iconic moments there. I think Simon Whitfield was majestic. I think I had a bit of a yen for Simon. I'd worked with him as a junior athlete. He'd been on a couple of camps with us, and I thought you just might. Simon Lessing was the big hero. All the Brits thought he was going to win, and of course then he ended up just one position in front of Tim Don. My big disappointment is with the best of days, the worst of times. An athlete I was coaching, Bryce, who we really thought had a serious chance of a medal, crashed out on the bike, and that was a tough call. Come out the commentary box, there's my athlete on the ground. Take a minute or so, Steve, and come back. And amazing, you actually forget as the race progressed. We got caught up in the moment, and then it wasn't until after the race we're meeting up with Sian and her husband and going, wow, that really happened. And that was actually a very special time, the way Sian reacted to the disappointment and just refused to let it get her down. And of course now, how many Olympiads on? 2004 Athens, stunning, we didn't do well. Beijing, stunning, we didn't do well. Alistair really made the break there. And then of course 2012, wow. It is the stuff of fairy tales, isn't it? It really is the stuff of fairy tales. The gold medal with Johnny and the time penalty and all these things going on, and that huge disappointment for Helen, because we thought Hels was going to medal. We really did. The way she attacks races. John and I were talking earlier, she'll go for it on the swim. She'll really go. That didn't work. Lucy had that 30-second gap, whatever. She goes from it on the bike. She really attacks. And of course, what most people didn't know was about the leg injury. And that was it. It was one of those things. It's not fair, but life isn't fair. Stuff happens like that. But triathlon's exciting. It's vibrant. And 220 came along. And it made it so. Just the very title of it, 220, what's that? And there was all well, it's obvious it's a maximum heart rate, but then you take off and, well, no, because it's not really, and it created the discussion, it got things going. So without it, no, we wouldn't be where we are now. We certainly wouldn't. 25 years' time, I don't know. At the moment, we've got the Olympic recognition. For Commonwealth Games this year, we're bringing the relay in, of course. So are we going to get Ironman into the Olympics? Are we going to get half Ironman? Is that possible? Why not? Why not? We have the 10,000 metres on the track, 5,000 metres on the track. That's a big double. And the marathon. You look back in the history of the Games, people who've gone for the big three and done all those. That hasn't happened for a little while, but the way that triathlon is developing, it really could. We are mainstream now. Every single WTS race last year on BBC, people wouldn't have thought that. We used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch a 5-minute clip from somewhere in California, and we are mainstream, we get recognition. People don't anymore go, oh, triathletes, they're the people who couldn't be any good at whatever sport. That's just rubbish, because we come in now with people with full international status in one discipline, and they do it in triathlon. And we've seen the reverse as well, people starting in triathlon, moving into representing Great Britain, particularly at cycling. Great history on the women's side of triathlon into cycling, and they've made huge input, huge marks at right up to world and Olympic level.